Our favorite time of the week.
High school sweethearts turned married couple with 2 kids.
Join us for a conversation on life, parenting, marriage, and more.
Welcome to Close Enough.
I think it was your birthday the last time we did this.
That was just a couple of days ago. We're not super far behind. Was it my birthday?
I think so.
Gosh. The days got away from us.
I know. And it's sad because we always look forward to doing this.
It's been busy, but like nothing crazy different, you know.
No, I guess not.
Just hard to like sync up time, I think.
These kids.
These kids. Preach the good word.
Welcome back, everybody that's missed us. Lots of people still listen while we weren't doing this. It's very odd to me.
Like, do you know if they re-listen or do you know if it's like unique listens? Do you have that info?
Yes, yeah.
Oh. Wild.
It's that archive that we go that goes back so many episodes. It's funny though, my Beers and Beers podcast surpassed this.
What do you mean?
In number of episodes.
Oh, really? And it started later?
Yeah.
Maybe people like listen to be like, is there a point to any of this? And they're going back to like, maybe I missed something, and they're keep listening. They're like, no, there's no point.
Do I really like these people?
The answer is yes. Don't tell me otherwise. I have a complex.
I like you.
Like you. How you doing?
How you doing?
How are you?
I've been busy. Like work's been busy.
Mm-hmm.
Life just feels busy.
I told somebody the other day, they asked how you were. I'm like, so turns out he can get stressed, like about stuff.
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
It's a different kind of stress.
Bringing a little work anxiety home.
Let me ask you this. Like when you're at work, you're like the subject matter expert, right? In your classroom.
Content, yeah.
And it may be different because you're teaching people that don't know what. In the same sense, like I'm very confident in all the things that I do. And then when I explain it to people, like people involved, and they start asking me questions that seem like they should know the answer to. Like maybe I assume they know more than they know. But then I start questioning myself like, wait, is that right?
You're questioning yourself
because they're asking me questions like for stuff that either I've already presented to them or that I think they should already know.
So is that a confidence issue or
no? I don't know if it's on me or on them.
I don't know.
Either.
I always feel like
but I've got that way here lately. I'm like,
you have a lot more confidence, rightfully so, or just fake, about anything and everything you do. Whereas I approach everything as like, I have no idea what I'm doing here.
Yeah. Maybe it's just that I assume too much. I don't know.
Well, you know what they say.
Mm-hmm. Ass and titties. Something like that.
That's nailed it. Dead. Nailed it.
Oh, turns out you watched, what is it? We Are the Millers? Meet the Millers?
We Are the Millers. I
Miller
think so.
Time.
Yeah. It was on Netflix. I was just looking for some background noise while I was working on some stuff last night. And it was the number 1 Netflix. I really don't know what that countdown on Netflix means. Either it's like the most watched right now.
Yeah, I think so.
Or that was my assumption. And I had no idea when that movie has Jennifer Aniston in it.
We're here to come out.
Again, you were asking the wrong person. I don't know anything.
2013.
10 years. There's no way that's 10 years old.
2013.
And it's the number 1 watch thing on Netflix right now?
I don't know if it's been on Netflix until now. I don't know.
Do I have like some late unupdated version of Netflix going on.
No, it's just people's. I mean,
It was like a new release.
probably why.
Wonder why it hasn't been released
I don't
until
know.
now. I don't understand what, like, that decision works about what.
When you release it to streaming and whatnot.
Yeah, because we were hoping to take Harlan to see Super Mario Brothers in the theater, but you can go ahead and
Watch it
buy
on Amazon. Yeah.
Like, I don't. That doesn't seem right, but you had to. Back in my day, I mean, there was a very distinct order. It would go to the theater, and then you would have to wait before it came to VHS or DVD or anything like that. But that seems to, that whole, like, how something is released in what format is, I don't understand the things.
Yeah, it's
Now, granted, it's like really expensive to buy.
I was listening to Matt Damon talk about how you could make an artsier movie that may not be a box office success, but there was always a life for like good movies in DVDs and rentals and VHS back in the day, and they could make up their money there, and that's not a thing anymore.
So streaming doesn't do as well, or people aren't.
It doesn't pay as much.
Interesting.
You know.
I've been like a little bit more into the whole movie release process and stuff because we went and saw The Machine and hearing a lot about movie releases and
the story of how it even got released.
Yeah. So with Bert Kreischer, The Machine, the fact that even became a movie it's interesting.
Yeah.
The way that he pitched the idea and somebody said, I'll make a movie. And they're like, and he pitched
Oliver Stone bought the rights to his story 30 years ago.
So it
was filmed in 2019, right? And for those that have been living under a rock, The Machine story is Bert gets involved with the Russian mafia. It turns out, from after the time they filmed it, a little conflict broke out over in Russia.
What are the odds?
What are the odds? So basically the movie was shelved, and he leaked the trailer on the Joe Rogan Experience, and just the virality of everybody sharing it, how many people watched it on Rogan, that episode, plus that was shared on Instagram and all that stuff, kind of could have went one or two ways. They could have got really mad, and it turns out, they pushed for Memorial Day release. We went and saw it opening weekend.
Which, first of all, we've not been to a movie.
We were trying to think we think it was Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one.
That we've been to, that we have been in a theater together, just us.
Just us.
And I couldn't tell you that's true or false. I have no idea. So would that have been before Harlan was born?
Oh, yeah.
Gosh. I mean, there's been several things that we've probably taken Charlie to, either together, separately. You and Charlie definitely...
Yeah, we went to the movies a lot.
...bonded through that experience. It was something kind of... I don't know. You all would do it pretty frequently when she was younger.
Drive-in. I used to take Tabor to the drive-in.
Mm-hmm. She and I even saw, I remember the drive-in was open at Christmas time, and we went to go watch Christmas movies. That was really fun.
Yeah.
That's on her summer bucket list. But we went to the theater, and that experience alone of...
There was a bar.
Yeah.
Abby got a drink at the bar.
It's way too expensive. I'll never do that again. Ever, ever.
Yeah, it's... But
I liked being in the movie theater.
The upgrade from the days of, University Cinema in Moorhead to our reclining, basically beds now, I'm there for it.
I don't think that I could do a movie any other way. Like, sure. It's going to be really hard
to
go slum it tomorrow. I'm taking Harlan to see Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
who knows what that's going to be like. It's going to be really hard to slum it in there and be like, I just want to kick my feet
where's
up. It was funny. The theater was allegedly sold out, that we got the last.
Yeah, we got one of the.
I don't know if that was like a marketing scheme or what, but it was not, in fact, sold out. But I still, in the entire theater, had someone sitting directly beside me. I had to share an armrest and a cup holder with. I'm like, damn it. But we had great seats.
This is a movie, first of all, I feel like we're OG Burt. Like we saw him in a comedy club and in a theater and then in an arena.
Right. And I listen, I don't know that you do, but I still listen pretty regularly to his podcast, more as I like comparing it and hearing his wife's version of things that are going on in their lives.
And she makes a cameo in the movie, which we didn't know was going to happen.
I was so excited. You just ruined it.
Oh, and I'm sure that a lot of people are like, they don't even know what she looks like.
Bug just bit my ankle. It's coming for me. That's true. But you definitely have to, it would be a weird movie.
If you didn't.
Have
you wouldn't. That's what I've told everybody. If you're not a fan, this movie, it's going to miss the mark. You're not really going to understand.
There were so many little nods to things that are very Two Bears podcast related.
He talks about his fat friend, Tom.
So I enjoy that. I actually just listened to the Two Bears episode where Tom kind of explains what happened. If you do follow him on social media, like Tom did not come to the premiere and then surprised him.
No, he said he wasn't going to come.
Wasn't going to come. But that was like legitimate. He really wasn't going to come. Not like it wasn't a setup of just trying to be like, I'm going to trick him.
Yeah.
He really wasn't going to come for a lot of different reasons. And it was really interesting to hear that side of things. And
yeah, we got into it. Laughed the whole time.
I thought it was hilarious.
I
completely
cheeseball comedy. It is
I clocked the guys next to us as like college kids.
Yeah.
Turns out, I think like they were married and just young married
I heard
guys.
Some interesting conversation.
Yeah, you ran into in the bathroom later, but it was like a kid and walks in with his family. And I think they were supposed to be in the Little Mermaid. I think they were in the wrong theater.
Well, remember, because the Little Mermaid sign is out front.
Yes.
And I was like, is this the right one?
Which the Little Mermaid warning about I guess it's in a certain, it's not 3D, but another type of
4K.
Yeah. I don't know.
IMAX.
5G. Another type of format is sensitive to people. Like the lighting is really sensitive to people. If I guess I would assume epilepsy or something.
That's every time I load up Rust. That's the first thing it tells you is that if you're sensitive, it could cause seizures.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Does it say anything about the obnoxious sounds that Rust makes while people are
to
playing
each
it?
their own?
There should be a warning for that. But that was on every single door because they obviously just switched theaters.
Yeah.
Seamlessly and stuff.
I would like to go see The Little Mermaid.
I
feel invested in The Little Mermaid just because of Charlie's performance there.
Exactly. So
and Melissa McCarthy as Ursula.
Yes.
It has to be great.
I asked Charlie if she wanted to go with me. And I told her that, tomorrow we do have to take Harlan to Super Mario.
It's a Mario.
And I said, we can go to The Little Mermaid. And I think she's going to ditch and take friends instead.
To see The Little Mermaid?
Yes. And that's fine because I'm trying to balance. For the summertime, giving her opportunities to do things. We are not involved in any specific activities this summer in terms of like
no swim,
right?
No travel ball.
I remember being 15, not being able to swim, not being able to drive anywhere. My entertainment was volleyball open gym in the morning and like in June, when
Yeah,
nothing's
but you
mandatory.
still got
and
a
then,
little bit of
and then basketball, and then I would
interaction.
hang around an hour, and then it'd be basketball open gym.
Yeah.
And that was basically with the occasional movie sprinkled in to going to the city park to socialize, run into people. My brother would
Because
be playing ball.
when we were in high school, you and I, we never went on vacation.
Nope. There. I just had this conversation with another dad at a birthday party. Like, we just weren't this family that there was this. We were talking about how long our summer break is. So,
Yeah, you guys got out of school early.
The first time in my 20-year career as a teacher, we ended school May 19th, and we are not going back formally, like with kids and everything, August 17th. So that is almost a clear 3-month time. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really have like, his dad and I were talking, we weren't doing anything special, like he said, when he was a kid, they just didn't do anything. Occasionally would camp, like we went camping. I'm talking like I can count on one hand how many times we went camping as a kid. And if for a couple of days, or we were sharing a campsite with a family member or something. But it was a lot of going to the grandparents, hanging out with your cousins when you're littler, like pre high school. But no family vacations. And was there a dead period when we were in high school? So dead period for those other people is a time during the summer when high school coaches cannot interact with or ask students to participate in any type of sports. I just may not remember very well that we had.
We had a clear-cut start date.
Yeah.
But
there may have been.
We didn't have all summer workouts,
Right. We did a lot of open gym stuff that would be 2 to 3 times a week, and for basketball. And then volleyball, once July 15th hit,
yeah, that was when
season
it was on.
starts. So that would be your regular workouts and everything. And anything up until that was conditioning and preparation. We're not playing. I mean, Charlie doesn't play a fall sport. We used to do summer swim, and for a lot of different reasons, we're not doing it this summer. But it is Charlie's 15. We've been doing it since she was
little, and it sucks.
Little. It's a hard thing to commit to in the summer for me, just because one day a week, like your entire afternoon is taken. Now, when it was just Charlie, that wasn't that horrible to commit to. And when she was younger, she would only do the first events and you're out of there. But it's a long night. But now that we have Harlan,
it's even harder.
It's really hard because that means one night a week for sure we have to separate. And one parent goes and one parent stays home. And we do so much of that because
we're split up a lot.
Yeah, because at this age, like I think the last time we talked was during track season, and I was only able to take Harlan to a very limited amount of, I think only the one meet. Otherwise, we had to split up.
Yeah, it went horribly.
Yeah, that's a lot of time to say, okay, we're just going to take this time off and and not do something, and then for the sake of like, I want to go sit here and watch this one person. And I just don't want to spend my summer doing that.
Yeah.
Every single week. And
like other than 2020, which was pretty locked down, starting in 2019, we've had a family vacation.
Yeah.
Even this year, just in a couple weeks, we're going away on a pretty like like what everybody wants to do, what all kids want to do, and that's go to Disney World.
Still, gosh, somebody's gonna have to pack for that and prepare for that.
They sell clothes there.
Oh my God.
But yeah, well, but we didn't. I don't know. It's just because we talked about this last year. When you take your kids, it's not a vacation. It's just a trip,
right.
You know, so.
And I don't know the reason, like, as a family, we never, I mean, my dad was working. My mom worked a job that she could be off in the summers. But we always had stuff going on that, and sports were a priority.
And they weren't even like they are today.
No, but very much the mindset in my family that you have committed to the sport, you will be available for, like, gosh, I would go to basketball camp. That would be the fun summertime activity to do. And that was expensive.
Sitting around laying on your landline phone.
Yes. And maybe somebody would call and be like, let's go to the movies. Or now I suggested the other day that Charlie go to the city pool. And you would have thought I said, you need to go
Spend a weekend in prison.
Right. It was insulting. How dare I? What? But that was a place to hang out and do things. And you had no idea who was going to be there. You just showed up. My brother and cousin would be there, and I was sort of the person in charge of their well-being. Just dropped you off and we'll come pick you up. Mom said, yeah, I loved it because we lived pretty close in town, and she would watch the weather, and if it was getting bad or looked like a storm was rolling in,
right,
you just kind of looked out to see. There's this door, and the door had this long metal banisters. You walked out. And that's just where you would glance over to see if your parent had walked in to come pick you up. And she would just pop up, and you were like, all right, I guess I got to go. And you would just get up and leave. There was no texting, hey, I'm outside.
Right. That's another thing. Like, you could be gone 18 hours in a day, just as long as you came back at, before dark.
Yeah. I mean, I was still doing a significant amount of bicycle riding into my teen
Charlie's
years.
never been, she never was a biker.
Well, I will see there's a couple of kids in town that I will run into that are younger, and they're definitely just riding their bikes around town. And I'm like, you don't see that.
Yeah.
We live in an area where it's pretty easy and has sidewalks and, speed limits and such that you could ride your bikes around town really easily, but it just doesn't happen.
Yeah.
I got behind the ice cream truck last night.
You got ice cream last night.
Yeah.
And did he remember the Sonic?
He did.
Yeah.
But I wondered, I thought,
because it remembered him. It was all over him.
I wonder, you don't see kids outside playing, a significant amount. So as the ice cream truck rolls through, I was like, I wonder how they know where to stop or where the stops are, because I
think you just go outside, right? You just
I heard it going down the street. I texted you, said I saw them. They may be coming, and sure enough. So I didn't want, with just how Harlan's behavior has been lately, I didn't want to promise it.
Yeah.
So I took him outside, let him swing. And I just stood near the road and kind of listened for it to come back up the road. And sure enough, it came through. And I was like, oh, thank God. But I had to hold my breath because it could have taken a turn.
Right. It did that once on me.
Yes. And I was like, still don't say anything.
Yeah.
And so I stood in the middle of the road like a lunatic. Surely they can see the 6 foot tall, big old gal standing in the middle of the road. And they did. And he got to get a Sonic the Hedgehog with
Did you get anything?
eyes. No. I mean, it's like $5 for one. I was like, I'm good. I can't. Summer is expensive with these children.
The first full week, Abby's like, these kids have eaten everything.
I cannot. They are hungry. Harlan says the word snack 17 times a day. Hey, I want some snacks. And you never know, does he mean I want a few goldfish, Or I would like an entire Red Baron pizza right now in this moment.
Who's to say?
Who's to say? We have, gosh, I guess we haven't podcasted since then. Harlan has, I guess, evolved and added a little extra to his very limited palate. Somehow through YouTube and just different reasons and kind of experimenting with each of us asking to go to Burger King, has added chicken fries to his list of loves and insists that we go get him chicken fries often.
Mm-hmm.
And
knows the whole Burger King song.
You cannot
and
pull up to order at Burger King without him screaming, and a Whopper?
Listen,
Whopper?
He did that to me. I get said Whopper. Come home. I was like, I'll eat a little bit of this Whopper. No.
He wants
it's
to hold
for show.
It. We have an emotional support Whopper that he will, like, he was carrying around Whoppers. I was like, that's not a thing. Like, we're not doing it. And Gary's just like, it's fine. He's just going to carry it. No, take the Whopper away from him. And Gary laid down one night. He was like, I've not seen that Whopper. I don't know where it is. It was in the, like, he was laying on it. We found it the next morning. I'm like, we're not going to just have Whoppers. That's the line. I know the kid's autistic, but we're not keeping real Whoppers just for looks and show. Sorry.
What does autism get you as well? Banned on TikTok.
Yeah, I've been banned on TikTok because he...
and I have an account warning. So
Gary was consistent. So Harlan's routine, I don't know if this is TMI. Harlan has a very specific routine.
He's a morning bowel movement guy.
You know, every other parent in the world's probably, their kids wake up like, good morning, mommy, or like, let's go watch cartoons, or let's go play. We get, hey, mom, poop and phone. Mom, 10 seconds. Poop and phone. Like,
and he'll stay in the bathroom and take his morning constitutional
while filming,
while making TikToks. And listen,
or YouTube videos. God, we found a slew of YouTube videos, shorts that he's been making.
So I this like a couple of days ago, I opened YouTube and it's like, congratulations, your last video hit 10,000 views. I was like, what the fuck? So I look and it's Harlan with we listen, I'm a sucker. Abby's a sucker. If you've met the kid, he's probably sucked you in. His babysitter. I came home one day and she's like, hey, Harlan said he wanted tacos, but he didn't eat any of them. I was like,
he doesn't eat tacos. That's a no.
I said, hold on, Harlan, what do you get at Taco Bell? And his standard answer is
diarrhea.
Yeah. So we got him a pair like the finger googly eyes, and he made a video.
A puppet, like a hand puppet.
Yeah.
You put them on your fingers. It looks like a hand puppet, real basic. You just make your hand open and close.
Yeah. And he has this knack for content creation where he's better than I am.
He can imitate content that he has seen on YouTube.
But how does he know how to do it?
I don't know. I've watched him. He has this app called KindMaster. Again, very niche stuff that he pulls off YouTube. It is, there's a meme out there about how, like, hey, I hate to tell you, that one video that has 10,000 views is like the same, it's coming from like the same autistic kid at home. And that's true. Like, he will rewatch and rewatch and rewatch this very niche stuff. And KindMaster is one where he watches, it's an app that creates videos. Like, what would you call the videos? Like almost animated style videos with images and graphics that can move through it and cut in and out. So he gets on those videos. There's a very specific sound that goes with it that almost sounds like mouth noises that really
yeah, I know Abby really loves that.
Me over the edge, but he watches it on repeat. And then so I watch him make it, and his hands move so quickly with what he's doing. And I'm like, there's no thinking or deciding, like, I wonder if this will work. He just knows what he's going to fling open. He knows what picture he wants to pull. And it's really random. You never know if we're like what type of video we're making and what we're doing. So he has been doing that. And TikTok actually is a unique outlet for him because TikTok does a lot of like lip syncing type stuff and creation. Aside from all types of videos, there is just a very large audience. I think younger kids and even teens like do the lip syncing part of it. They want to create some video where they're just imitating something else, and he will do that. Life. But he knows how to like throw a like an animated cartoon character in on it too. So he made, I had a yard sale, swore I was never gonna do this again, but I had a yard sale trying to clean out. You've heard on the podcast, our basement's wild.
Way better.
It's getting there. I've been cleaning out one side. I still have to go back to Goodwill again and haul a bunch of stuff off. Sitting at the yard sale, I did not process exactly how much downtime that was going to be like with Harlan. And lots of issues at a yard sale with Harlan. First off, I've got his toys on display, things that he has played with. And he's like, why are they taking this? Why are they taking that? You know, you got a kid wearing a Burger King. The other thing with the Burger King stuff is he wears the Burger King.
The crown. Baby. He's the king.
My mom, who, you got a sack of burgers from McDonald's after a football game. And that was like the extent of our going out to eat, right? At a fast food restaurant. There was no like, how would I like to customize this meal for you?
Right.
She took my son to Burger King through the drive-thru, got chicken fries and a paper crown, asked for it. And then took him to McDonald's where she went inside and allowed him to have a Happy Meal. The hell?
Brand contamination.
So this kid's running around. He loves his Burger King crowns. He's running around his paper crown. A bag of Takis that he doesn't eat. He just used for content creation.
Yep.
At a yard sale, and he would just randomly talk to people, and I'm like...
He filmed some people?
Yeah, filmed. I'm like, hey... He was using at one point his camera, we have an extra phone that we tried to use once we saw how much content he was creating on YouTube. We're like, well, let's use this old phone that doesn't have access to YouTube. Well, he was still just filming people. I'm like, hey, that doesn't go anywhere. Sorry. He's just going to take your picture. Just.
Can you sign a waiver?
Like, how do you, at what point I've said this a million times, be like, hey, he's autistic. Like, we just, or do they see the Burger King crown and be like, oh.
No, I see. That's where it's hard. Is for our group of people, the people that know Harlan.
Yeah.
Like, but he looks like a 10-year-old.
Yeah. That first of all,
he's very just like blunt, you know, when he talks to you. Hey, what's your name?
Hey, what's your name? And
why's your hair like that?
Oh,
where's your hair?
An older woman came in, and she had clearly had some surgical procedure on her face that required stitches like forehead to chin. And Harlan had not clocked her yet. He was on his phone. And I was like, if I could I need to keep his attention. Please dive into this video for 2 to 3 more minutes and this woman will be out. Nope. Looks right up. I mean, doesn't hesitate, doesn't take a breath. Just, what happened to you? And I was like, and the one was kind. She goes, I just had a boo-boo, darling. That's what I tell my little grandson. And for the most part, every single person, it plays along with him, understands him. The issue is they try to engage him, and I'm like, this is not going to go anywhere. They're like, well, what are you doing today? And they really try to talk to him. And I'm like, it's nope. And then like, do I answer for him? And it's really awkward.
Yeah. Listen, we got in the elevator last week, and we'd been timing it where we were with this one woman. We'd get there at the same time, and they would start talking to each other.
Yeah.
Last week we get in the elevator, and very nice lady. Harlan's like, hey, what's your name? She says her name. He's like, oh, my name's Harlan. And then he proceeds to rub her stomach.
Oh, God.
And said, oh, a baby.
Oh.
Guys, pretty sure she wasn't pregnant.
Nope.
She took it like a champ. I was like,
God. We've got to work on that because that is
I-
super. Because he tells me, he thinks he has a baby in his belly.
well, he's getting a little robust.
He does. I was like, go rub his belly. What's it? A baby? Baby's in my belly.
And that's, we were talking about vacation. And I don't know what that's going to look like for him because we have, like when you go to a theme park, it's a lot of walking. And they don't really equip strollers for 100-pound 5-year-olds.
There are some special needs strollers,
Yeah.
but we don't know if we have surpassed the time to. We definitely would get him something because he will not.
And the good thing is we can leave, come back as much as we need to.
But back to, like, the hard part with Harlan is he engages just enough, and I've said this before, engages just enough with people that you think, like, I'm going to have this conversation with just a wacky little kid, curious little kid. Then it will go off the rails at some point. And that has been my biggest issue. I've had a lot of, for the sake of just like, I want the kids to be bored. I don't want to have to be the director of fun all summer long where, Harlan needs a schedule for sure and needs things on routine.
He thrives in routine.
The issue is in the summer, I can't always guarantee that it's going to be a pool day. Like I can't.
Oh, he's going to ask you though.
Yeah. I can't always guarantee that those things are going to happen for a lot of different reasons. And so I haven't quite, and we've had things to do. I've been working on some, I'm trying to finish some stuff with my rank 1 stuff. And, even 3 weeks into this summer, I've not been able to like get us on a routine. Also, I'm not a routine person. I guess I could be, I could say, okay, let's make Monday this day for sure. And Tuesday that. And,
can't put baby in a corner.
I know I don't like that. It stresses me out. That stresses me out to have to make sure that happens. And so we've had really shitty days where I thought we're going to just go do this like very simple thing. And right now, the littlest things, he loves dogs. He loves dogs. One of the biggest fits during the yard sale,
as a dog ignored him.
A dog had the audacity, and its owner had the audacity to walk by our home and not stop for pets. Most everybody in our neighborhood that has dogs, we have several that will stop and let Harlan pet their dog. Mm-hmm. I don't want that to become such a, I was sitting outside with him one afternoon and 2 dogs rolled into the yard that I don't know. I don't know their personality. I don't know their demeanor. One of them had that collar on for the underground fencing. So I don't know if it's escaped from its house. And I don't know how they are around kids. And Harlan wants to waller your dog. He wants to pet it all over. And so I get very protective and he does not understand that.
Yeah. To be fair, like 2 of the best dogs are these monster pit bulls
that love him. Big boy will come in this yard
and just like lay on his back.
Immediately see you submit, roll over, and he and Harlan will, since Harlan was little, would just like Harlan becomes a dog instantly. It's wild to see. When a dog comes in, he just lays on the ground with the dog. So the biggest fit was that. Another fit that he had really bad in public was we were at a home. He could hear the dog inside the house, but it was locked away because it wasn't a super good friendly dog. And we're going to have to work on not all dogs are nice. And so he will throw these monster, like, I cannot get past the fact you're not letting me touch this dog and pet this dog. Precious, hilarious, but it's not cool when it looks like in my head, and my problem is it looks like this enormous, probably 8 or 9-year-old kid looks like he's throwing a fit because he's not getting his way.
Yeah.
We had a major meltdown in Goodwill. I just said, no, like we go in and, the day before he found a Baby Einstein DVD
it's the best day of his life.
I was like, hey, cancel vacation because all we need in his life is to find a 99-cent DVD. He could not stop talking about it. Was delighted. And so we go back the next day and I explained to him, sometimes DVDs are there and sometimes they're not. And he was okay with that. He just said, let's get a toy. Found a toy, which I was cringing at because, hell, I literally just dropped off tubs of toys the day before.
And you saw some of those toys there.
Literally, Harlan even notes, he's like, we have that at home. Yeah, it's yours. By the way, the pricing of Goodwill toy prices.
Oh, I didn't tell you that I looked at the price that they sold your old car for.
My old car? Mm-hmm. Lots of dollars?
Well, yeah, more than they, I mean, obviously.
More than they gave me?
Yeah.
So he wanted this bag, Ziploc bag, giant bag, full of PJ Masks toys that we have PJ. He wanted this one particular toy inside the big thing. We had every single toy in there except this. He called it a big Catboy. And I said, no, buddy, we already picked out this other toy. We were at the checkout counter and he spied this one as we were leaving and wanted to trade. And I wouldn't do it. And everything was good. And I thought, hey, we're gonna work this out. So let's sit down. I'm gonna give you 3 minutes. At the end of 3 minutes, we have to either put both toys back on the shelf or we're just walking out of here with R2-D2. Like, that's it. I don't know. I don't think I should have to give in every time. Just I felt like it was a fair, reasonable thing. I could not get him to get over the fact that we've got this at home. Didn't matter to him. But it looks like I'm sitting here negotiating and people are even trying to get involved. And he's screaming things like he does this. I hate now. It had never reached.
I hate bass.
It had never reached. I hate you. But if you're like, I'm going to set a timer. I hate timers. I'm going to have to say no. I hate no. I will break no. Whoa. All right. But it's reached. I hate you, and we're working on. That's not appropriate. That's not nice. He's screaming that. So I've got a kid screaming, I hate you. I hate him. You're fired. You're grounded to everything and everybody. And it's so hard to be in public. And so where sometimes it's like cute and quirky and fun, other days it's like, this is ugly. And, and you can't help. I don't care what people say. You can't help but feeling really judged on what you were doing as a parent, because whether he's autistic or not, I don't know if I'm doing this right. I know how it would look if it were Charlie and
we snatch her up
and you could say that's not happening. And she would generally be like, oh, I screwed up.
Yeah.
This kid had the audacity to look at me like, can we go to Goodwill? No. No.
Did he ask you today?
Yeah. He asked me that day later on. But he has no recollection of that. And it's like, God, it's so frustrating with that. So
Disney World will be fun.
I instantly think, oh my God, we are not going to make it on vacation.
But they are very trained in that.
They are. It still is not going to prevent whatever 30,000 meltdowns we have to deal with. And it is emotionally exhausting because you just want a trip into Goodwill to grab him a toy should have been a simple trip. Yeah. But it turns into this whole ordeal. He's sobbing, snotting, crying. And then at the same time, he's like, I'm hungry. I'm like, okay, all right, okay. Like, it's an ordeal that just takes a lot out of me that is not the simple, let's just run this errand and get out of here. Like, everything has to be a production. And so you're going to have to say like, I don't have the capacity to build a social story for every freaking situation we get into.
Yeah.
And to mentally and visually prepare him for everything. We thought we were going to vacation Bible school last night, and I'd been using the language VBS all day long. And at some point before getting ready,
you said church.
I don't think I did. I think Charlie had said church. Well, anyway, the word church, I remember you had said church too. Like, everybody had said church. He thought we were going to where he goes to church on Sundays, which, to be fair, that is confusing. We've got him going to 2 different places. Pulled in, threw down to an event he loved going to the week before.
Yeah.
We weren't getting out of that car. And then I've got Charlie crying because...
She's embarrassed?
Well, she wanted to get it. She too, again, feels the weight of, just get out of the damn car and go to Vacation Bible School, bro. You just did this last week. And like, that her, like, because she was meeting a friend to go work, and she was going to work in his group. And we'd kind of talked about how last week he really obsessed over her not being in his group. And it was really cute and precious. Oh, my Charlie. He said, I missed you. I think it's been an hour, Harlan. That is hard on her, that we have to, like, sorry, man, you're going to have to go in there without us. And, you know, and she felt that. And so, it's not.
We'll keep you updated on how this.
It's not hard. I don't know. It's hard in such many weird ways that I'm fucking tired. And I'm like, it's single digits of June still.
Yeah.
Shit.
It is single digits of June.
In natural form too, I'm like, all right, we're going to text the therapist. We are putting him in, find a camp. He's going to something. Like
we did.
And instantly did, but I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I just want my kids to be bored this summer and to deal with it like I dealt with it. And
that's not happening.
He is so sensitive to, like, I had to get ready and go somewhere today. And if there's any change in your day or anything is unique and different to something, he will talk about it excessively. Like finding the DVD. Hey, where did this DVD come from? I found this DVD. So 2 days ago, all we did was talk about DVDs today. I turned on the shower and he sprints. He's like, hey, Mom, why do you take a bath for? And I was like, am I that big of a skank? And I started thinking, like, nope. I don't think I've showered in front. Like, I've showered late at night, or he's not been around. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, he doesn't get it.
He will humble your ass quickly. Like, he's like, you fixed your hair? You washed your hands? I'm like, first of all, skank, I wash my hands. You don't. He's so dirty.
You probably take another shower for this weekend because I'm taking Abby out on the town.
I'm gonna have to wash my hair and fix it.
We're going to a gala. Whatever. Gala.
I think it's a gala.
Might be a little gay. Who'd say?
No.
But I got a suit. Like, this is a formal.
Well, it's like, I asked Gary, I've never seen any documentation of this event. Who knows? He might be taking me to, like, a timeshare presentation.
We get a free dinner. We get free drinks.
But you paid for it, though. It's not free.
I mean, part of the experience is that, yeah.
No, you paid tickets for this.
Right. I bought tickets. With the tickets came a dinner, drinks, prizes, and
to our daughter's absolute horror, there's dancing.
Oh,
She's like, there's what? It's a what?
Yeah, even the agenda is like, doors open here.
Please don't
hors d'oeuvres
be like
here.
hors d'oeuvres.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Not it. Wait, you know
and then,
pronounce that right?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
And then, like, from 8:30 to 11 is Dance the Night Away.
Yeah.
So I will be the first one on the dance floor.
I'm going to tell you, I'm going to dance with you, but I got to do a little workout. This left foot and my tendonitis is flaring up.
My gout's getting me.
I seriously tried on a pair of heels that I wore to a wedding, danced in. Everything was great. And my feet suck. Like, I don't wear cute shoes anymore because I'm like, those hurt. I just want to be barefoot. What can I wear that's close to being barefoot? Or in tennis shoes. So I went and picked up another pair of shoes, but they're a little better. They don't have quite the heel on them. I'm like, Jesus, I'm getting comfortable shoes. Like, Just let me pick up the Dr. Scholl's from the Walmart.
Yeah. So, non-scale victory.
Yeah.
Bought a suit off the rack.
Yes. He's like, this is way cheaper. I'm like, you bought it off the rack, bro.
Yeah, like it's not. And I don't know. I'm just excited. I'm excited that we get to get dressed. Like we're real adults. We get to get dressed
Yeah,
up
we
and
never
go
get to do
out.
anything like that. That's fun.
And par for the course, that day is jam packed with shit to do all day before we go.
Charlie's waking up first thing in the morning. We got to get her ass up and get her to take the ACT. I made a plan a long time ago. Did you ever? We'll talk about that later.
Buy the answers?
Yeah.
No.
We got to do that. Tomorrow, actually.
Nobody's ever like.
So I want her to just take an ACT, see where she's like, just get a baseline.
Helicopter mother.
No, I'm not.
Take it once like we did and roll on.
That is not. It is. Trust me. I hear you.
You don't even need the ACT for beauty school.
Quit telling her that. There's nothing wrong with that, but that annoys the hell out of her. It's not like that anymore. You cannot just take it. We do not have the financial luxury to have a kid who just takes it one time. We need some work. We need a little financial assistance on this. So we talked about just seeing where you are, going from there.
What you can work on.
Yeah. Scheduled that months ago. And then that's happening. Harlan has something. There's a wedding shower tomorrow or that day and this event. And I'm like, okay, all right, how many more things? What else could we fit in here?
Wake up and do a podcast.
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. But it should be, and inevitably Gary's like, are you so excited? I'm like, I've got to get there. Like, you've got to get me in the car with things packed, a drink in my hand. Then I can be like, oh, we're here. I can relax now. Like, I cannot.
See, I'm like yesterday. Well, this week I booked a trip for me and my nephew.
Mm-hmm.
I'm already looking forward to it. It's in November.
I think that's because regardless, there is a different, like, I will be the one to prepare for things, right? I have to make sure all of these things get negotiated and who's going to go where. And
that's not true. I help with that sometimes.
When I tell you what to do.
Oh. Wow.
I mean, I think I'm the default planner and, you know.
No, you're just the more OCD about it.
No,
I'll throw some shit in a bag, in a Kroger bag and roll on.
Not have things and then spend billions of dollars or.
Because I'm a billionaire.
On trying to take care of things that could have been handled with a little bit of preparation.
I'm excited for this though. I
am. I'm excited to go. It's going to be like, you're like, oh, you get to meet this person. No,
you're not a small talk. And there's probably a lot of small talk for people that I barely know but listen.
Yeah.
Give me a couple drinks. It's going to be party.
And I have a very limited amount of things that I can talk about. So, like, unless they are really into evangelical TikTok, education concepts, autism,
the Duggars.
The Duggars. I'm going to be really, I don't have a lot to say.
We'll have to record another podcast soon so we can catch up on. You watched the Duggars. We watched Running with the Devil together, which was, I love Crazy Rich People.
Yeah. What was that one?
About the McAfee
yes.
antivirus guy who went crazy.
Yeah. And then Charlie has been wanting to watch this. And I'll add more to this later, but upon further reflection, awkward show to watch. Like the first couple episodes, you're like, oh, this is weird. That's kind of weird. Yeah, the Duggars. That was because we watched it. She'll tell you she's a TLC kid. Like she watched a lot of TLC growing up. I watched a ton of TLC.
I don't ever really remember watching that show, or if I never remember liking that show.
Well, it was at a time when we still had
cable.
That John and Kate +8. And they weren't shows like
Yeah, those kids are like 20 now.
I don't remember them as shows that I distinctly like, sat down to watch.
TLC's ruined more lives than anybody.
Toddlers and Tiaras, stuff like that. Like they would just
again ruining lives.
Be on at some point, and maybe I would spend like a day, watching several episodes at once, and that would be my baseline for it. I don't know if it came out like certain days of the week or anything.
Right.
And Charlie had that same experience, and we were talking about that. So we sat down to watch this thinking we were just going to get like a behind the scenes with the...
did you not keep up with the news about them?
I knew that, and I just thought they were going to like reveal when in the episode that was going on and what had happened. I didn't know there's so much more to it. It's not just about the Duggars. It's about that whole entire system. They're going to use the word cult that they're a part of.
Yeah. I'm really
and it got into a lot of sexually explicit information, and then to have my daughter over here who Charlie ran for a class officer. Okay, now I have been if you've been following along, kid didn't get a cell phone until she was 15. I'm sorry, 14. And then she was pretty locked down on that cell phone. I have had multiple students and her peers come to me like, why don't you let Charlie get Instagram? You should really let her get Snapchat. All the kids, no one texts. Everybody talks on Snapchat. Gary made the comment like, Charlie never is texting people. I'm like, that's not where people are texting. That's not how they communicate. She's kind of left out because all the communication's happening on Snapchat. You never see anybody pop open a text, or they just FaceTime each other.
That's so, and they don't even look at the camera.
Nope. But you're on FaceTime with people. Yeah. And if I see her walking through the house, like I get kind of nervous when she's got that phone up. I'm like, is there somebody on there? So she ran for a class officer. The officer position she chose was reporter because I said, you just can't be class president because I don't have
That's too much work.
I don't have time for that. The kid, she went up to me. She got me because along with being class reporter, you have to have social media. Like that's the job, is to run the class accounts through social media. And I was like,
she who did you,
son of a bitch. So she got that in May. She was on a trip out of town, out of state for like a week. She went, hey, can I get that account now? Hey, can I get, I was like, nope. So she finally got home. We set it up. She gets a Facebook and an Instagram. Now, the first round was, you're getting this just for the class account. We'll talk about the personal stuff later. I'm still a no, hard no on the snaps. But I have sat here for years thinking I will not allow my daughter, and I still very much value the research that is done behind the mental health issues with social media and teens. Mm-hmm. Thinking that my daughter would get on social media and just befall the depression that occurs with having a Facebook or whatever, the FOMO, the fear of missing out stuff. No, I found out that 98% of her time on the Facebook is she has pretended and joined a group called Christian Moms Against TikTok. And she's sitting there for the insane banter and chaos that are these people who don't know much about parents, who don't know much about TikTok, trying to hash out what they are looking at. While
I wonder if they know about John Pork.
Yeah. While kids like Charlie get on there and make fake posts just to rile them up or create wild answers to kind of banter with them and see them react. And I'm here for this generation. That's all I can say, because hilarious. That's so funny. I thought this...
That's low-hanging fruit, though.
It was a good time.
That's easy.
Oh, but it's funny. But I got tickled at myself thinking, here I was so worried about all of these really large mental health problems, but nope, my kid's just an asshole. So gets it from her daddy. Turns out she might be okay. But we'll still nervous about that whole social media adventure, along with a million other leaning into teen years stuff. So
yeah, I got a follow request from her on Instagram. I was like,
well, I had made a post about she was gone, and I made the post about Harlan and having a really hard time. And she's like, "Hey, you good? I saw your post." And I was like, "The hell?" I was like, "Oh, okay." Then I got a private text message from another mom who said, "Hey, I couldn't say much on there. My kid, who is autistic, also follows me on, follow the mom. She's like, I can't say a lot of things on social media because her kids are on social media, and so she was just reaching out privately and stuff. I was like, oh yeah." And Charlie will tell you that we exploited her as a child on social media, and I was like, oh, okay, there,
yeah,
so exploited. But I offer to take it down all the time. She's like, no, it's fine. Oh, okay, all right, Miss Exploitation. We have been the memories portion of Facebook and remembering, like, when it was just the days of Charlie and the summertime adventures. And
imagine how much more of an asshole she'd be. Speaking of social media,
yes,
our obligatory plea to follow us on social media if you so choose.
I had to redo the Close Enough podcast. Doesn't have much on the TikTok. Let me tell you, multiple forms of ID. Had to send
She's taking a picture of her fucking driver's license.
I had to take a picture of my driver's license while holding a special code and then separately and at the same time with my face in it, well lit, to try to appeal my first account. And I couldn't get back in. I can't get back into it. My appeal made it, but I can't get to that account. So don't get banned on TikTok. I think I have to give them a vial of blood.
But you see people I've got, like, follow my backup, all this other weird stuff.
What's shadow banning?
It's where they it's where you're not technically banned, but they just don't show your stuff to people.
Who's they?
The platform. The
algorithm.
Yeah.
Huh. I hear that and I'm like, I believe you. I don't know. Yeah, there's a woman I follow. She's an autism mom. And her post she's very open about their journey.
Mm-hmm.
Films a lot of content. I can only imagine how much content she films, because she's kind of one of those that will just set the camera up and like let it play.
Let it go.
Yeah, and catch these certain moments with her son. She gets banned, like shadow banned a lot, and so I don't know which account like I'm really following on her, but so my account is up. The original Close Enough pod is up on TikTok with Harlan's 3 TikToks that got me banned to begin with, because apparently they're fine to be there even though they got me banned. And then I just had to make a new one. And you know what? I had a really nicely curated algorithm,
Mm-hmm.
just enough of my vegetable gardening TikTok. I wonder if anybody gardens that would want to chit chat with me Saturday. Talk about their tomatoes.
Maybe.
Got 2 plants going. Just saying.
Maybe.
Still looking to grow some beans. We'll have a whole...
We can't wait to review the gala. And stay tuned for some big news. We can't say it on this episode, but we can say it on the next one.
Maybe.
I'll tell everybody. You can address the rumors.
I hate you. You have no sense at all.
I love you.
I love you.
And I love you guys. Thanks for listening. even when we're not here. Until next week, toodaloo.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to Close Enough.
Leave us a like on our Facebook page and follow us on Instagram at Close Enough Pod.
Consider giving us a share and review on whatever platform you found us on.